Hey guys, Joe here doing a one-take video. Hopefully you guys like this kind of video because I do a lot of them. Almost 925 videos on the channel, so feel free to check those out. Yeah, I did do the full undercut this time on the hair because why not? I felt like doing it and I like it, so I will continue rocking this hairstyle because, well, it's my damn head, not yours, and I like it. Get subscribed, use the Amazon affiliate links, all that stuff. And today we're going to talk about some watches that I picked up. Some of them will be resold. Well, the vast majority of them will, unless I sell some of my personal collection to keep them. I'm really into nice watches. However, I define nice different from you might. This is like the 7th time I filmed this, so I'm mixing a lot of words together. So when I say something that sounds a little bit bizarro, just understand that it's not me, it's you. Let's dive into this. I go to my local pawn shop quite a bit, but I also buy from local auction houses, thrift stores, flea markets, all that good stuff. And I'll throw a couple tips in here as we go through this. And that's probably the biggest tip I can make. Frequent a lot of local stores. Yes, eBay is out there, but eBay is the world's largest retail yard sale because everything goes for a pretty expensive price on there. Big box stores are fine. They have deals, they have sales, they have clearance items. That's fine too. But your local pawn shops, your local thrift stores, places like that, they're great connections to make for long-term return on time. It's more than just return on investment, it's return on your time. Time is money and all that jazz. Okay, so the more you get to know somebody, the more I got to know the pawn shop guys, the more I get to know the thrift store guys, the more I get to know the auction guys, the better the deals get, either for reselling, for buying, what have you. In fact, my pawn shop guys, I have to ask them if I can put their name in here. I don't think they'll mind, but I need to get permission. So if they say yes, I'll talk about it in the next video. But I've known them since 2012, and I've been buying stuff from them, selling stuff to them. And since 2017 is when I really became friends with the owner and the managers over there. And since then, I don't ask for a single discount. Yet I get a discount every single time because I'm friends with them. So that's the biggest tip I can give you. Second tip is, and that's what we're going to go into a little bit here today, is buy in bulk. If you're going to a yard sale and somebody has 4 games that you want, we're talking games because why not? It's something I've done a lot on the video. If they have 4 video games that you want, but they have 15 video games there, a lot of times it's better to buy them all. Buy the entire bundle, buy the system and all the games, because you can flip the bundle, you can flip the games, you can flip the system and get the games you want for free, which is what I like to do. I like to get a net cost of 0 on things that I keep. I'm not cheap. I will pay for something I like. For example, this guy right here, I was willing to pay what it was on the sticker for. And yes, I'm showing you a gun. Oh my goodness. He has firearms. Yes, I have firearms. You'll see the video tomorrow on this. But I will pay for something I like. However, I will also work to make sure that I didn't have to pay full price for that. So that's probably the biggest tip, even though I said the first tip was bigger than the second tip. Let's get into the pickups, okay? Because I'm starting to confuse myself over how many times I've filmed this, and if I start like messing up and saying the same thing over and over again, I'm gonna get frustrated and I'm gonna stop the video and you're never gonna see this, and then it'll be like I've been talking to myself for the last hour. I think he's been talking to himself, but I can't be sure because I'm not even paying attention to half of what I'm saying. Like for that. At my buddy's pawn shop, he's had watches for a while. And when they sit for a while, that's kabasha, money, things they could be buying, sitting in a shelf, not actually making the store money. And they don't sell on eBay or reseller websites. So I went in and I said, hey man, if I buy a bunch of this stuff, will you give me a deal? I didn't ask for the deal. I didn't make a specific number. I said, if I buy a bunch, do I get a better deal? And he said, of course. So that's what I did. Picked up 8 watches. I believe it's 8 watches, and I'll show them to you as we go through, as well as a couple of video game systems. And again, I got a discount because I bought a bunch of stuff. Let's go ahead and talk about the video game systems. Let's start with a Switch Lite. These are getting, well, the second generation switches are coming out with those OLED screens and all that stuff, but the price is still expensive. And most people don't care if their kids have a slightly cheaper unit with all-in-one controls and all that good stuff. So I got that and Zelda Breath of the Wild. These are already sold. Sold them as soon as I got back, and they've had it for like 2 weeks. And I sold it for more than they were asking because eBay. Also, how about a PS Vita? This is a second generation one. It's the blue one. It's got the not OLED screen, but it's the more desirable color, and it's a rarer color. I had to charge it, but that will sell tomorrow. And it also came with a 16 gig memory card, which is worth about 30 bucks. Came with games, came with the case, came with everything. So those were good purchases. Selling these gets back almost half of what I spent on everything else. So, and I didn't want them. I don't want them for myself. I'd like to keep the Vita, but I don't play Vita, so. Let's talk about the watches, because yes, I'm actually keeping one of the watches. However, I'm going to be selling something else from my private collection in order to pay for it, because as a company, and this is another tip, as a company, you want to make sure that you actually sell yourself an item. So here's a watch. This is a Fossil, and I'm going to be keeping, okay, I broke it, so I'm just kidding. I just dropped it, but it didn't work anyways because it needed a battery. This is a big tick. It's not an expensive watch, and I'm going to sell one of my more expensive watches to help pay for this one and probably another watch that I'm going to keep, because as a company, you can't just keep things. I had to pay for this watch, which means that I have to pay the company back. But on top of that, the company gets to make a little bit of money off of me, because let's say that this watch was worth $70, but I only had $30 into it because let's say theoretically that's what I paid for it. Well, in my mind, if I were to buy this watch on eBay, I'm still going to pay $70. So I might as well split the difference and pay the company 50 bucks. Company still makes a little bit of money off me. The books look good because the company's making money, and I get something at a discount. That's the proper way to do it. You can't just say, oh, well, the company paid 30 bucks, but the company owes me money, so I'm just going to take it. No, that's not the way it works. If the company owes you money, you sell what you don't want to make that money back before you take it. And that's just a tip for those of you that are trying to do this on the side and actually make money. But this is a nice one. It's a Wassel Weihwach. It's a Fossil Big Tick, and it looks just like this Fossil Big Tick. Well, not really. The faces are different. But I love Fossil watches. I think they're one of the nicest watches out there for the money, because they are inexpensive, yet they're a much better build than, say, Armatron or even the cheap Casios. So that one will be going with me. I'm going to be selling it like my Mark Echo watch. It's worth like 80 bucks, and I'll put it towards that guy. Citizens are a very popular item on eBay. Citizen watch, because they're expensive to start and they drop in price, but they hit a plateau and pretty much stay there. Most Citizens can be had for anywhere from $40 to $100 depending on the model. This is a bit of a dressy one. It's also a little bit smaller. It's probably a lady's watch. Even though it's a slightly bigger face, it's probably designed to be worn by a lady or a smaller gentleman. It's not a bad size bracelet on it. But this is a nice little one. It's not an eco drive or anything. It's just a standard quartz movement with a battery. We'll throw a battery in that, flip that, and sell it. Again, I don't want that one, but I could because I got it for a great price. Another Citizen has a blue tag on it, or blue tag thingy on there, because I got to cut that off. Sorry, I don't trust myself with knives. The last time I had a knife, I cut myself. Ironically, I trust myself with guns, but not with knives. But that's a Citizens. It's a date one and a 24-hour one. It's not a chronograph, even though it kind of has a chronograph look to it, but it's pretty nice. Black face, gold and silver. It's just a classy looking watch. Again, that's probably a $60 to $70 watch. Not bad. A perennial bestseller is Casio G Shocks. This is very much like the Timex Expedition with the analog digital. However, G Shocks could be had fully digital or fully analog as well. But this guy, as you can see, it's got a good battery in it. Time is set, so that one should sell pretty darn easily. I'm happy with that one. That one is again, easy to sell watch on eBay, because military, law enforcement, they really like these and the Timex Indiglows. Kind of just a cheaper dressy watch. This is a Kenneth Cole. Kenneth Cole is not bad. They're not bad. It's just pretty standard. I think Armatron uses the same company for their principal build of the watches, and you can feel it in the links. That's one area where you can feel the difference between like a $20 Walmart watch and like These big ticks were probably about $90 to $100 when they were brand new. The bracelet, the links are much bigger or much heavier. Like these ones have almost the same size links. This watch probably weighs 30% more than this watch because of the bracelet, and that's a big thing for me. If it has a really crappy bracelet, I tend to not like them. But this is probably a $30, $35 watch, and it looks cool, and it's a brown and silver two-tone that you don't see, so somebody may buy this just because of the color combination. More Citizens because they sell really well. This one is a square face Citizen Eco Drive. I like the Eco Drive lineup. A little bit of a tip for you guys if you go out looking for these things. You have to be careful if they're not running because these have capacitors inside of them that are soldered onto an actual circuit board for all the additional functions of the Eco Drive setup. They can go bad, and when they go bad, they have to be professionally repaired. This one obviously works. The only downside to this one is that the bracelet is short, probably 3 or 4 links. This one would never fit on my wrist. This one does, and you can see the clear size difference. You can almost put this watch inside of that watch. So this one might have been worn by a lady because it's kind of a dressy square style watch, and either that or a very small fella. Hey, who are we to judge in this day and age? But it comes with the case, so that'll be an easy sell. Another one that actually I already have listed. It's really nice, but I don't really care for the color myself, but I'm sure somebody will. Another Eco Drive, but it's a green face Eco Drive. Pretty nice, looks good. Again, it's not 100% my style. I like the plain design of it. I really do like those. My Movado has no markings outside of the 12-hour diamond on it, and I really like this one. But the color's really not my style. I'm not a green guy. I'm red and blues, even though I wear a lot of black. Last one, and it's a pretty cool thing, and it's upside down, is this guy. This is a very big case. It's a Pelican style case for an Invicta. Invicta makes mid-range watches, I'd say. They're probably in the same price range as Bulova. That was weird. Apparently the hinge pin fell out, and I'll have to find it because, oh, here it is. Sorry about that. I've already opened this box like multiple times, but it has these little pins in there. And inside of it, it has a pretty cool piece. This is an Invicta Reserve piece. It's called the Sub Aqua Generation 2, actually. And it's a rubber band, which is silicone band. I don't know why I'm looking over there. The camera's clearly up there because I'm an idiot. But this is called the Sub Aqua. It's a tachometer or chronograph, and it's just overall a really cool looking piece. Super chunkster. Trying to find one to compare it to. This is a good average size for a stainless watch or a wristwatch. You can see how big the actual dial is. It's a 52 millimeter versus this guy, and just overall she's a chunky boy. Now here's the thing, I'm selling it used, and for the price I'm going to sell it for, I'm actually going to keep this case because I have the Iron Man Invicta watch, which you can see up there. And I think the Iron Man watch would look pretty cool inside this really nice Invicta box. So that's what I intend to do. Probably wind up putting the Sub Aqua, this guy, into that case and selling it with that one because it doesn't say Marvel on it. So that's all pretty cool, right? Well, I thought so, and that's why I picked it all up. Hopefully you guys saw some things in there that you liked, and you got a couple of tips out of me. And I don't mind sharing tips and tricks for how to do things, so if you have any questions, feel free to leave those down below. Let me know what your favorite item from all of that is, what your favorite watch, or if it was a video game system, whichever one was more appealing or interesting to you. And I look forward to reading that because I read all the comments. I answer to as many questions as possible. I don't get to them all. I do apologize, but I will get to as many as I can. So again, leave me a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know if you like the undercut, because it's not going anywhere, and that's about it. So come back tomorrow because you get to see another McPew video on Mr. McPew, this Mr. McPew, and we'll just take it from there. So I'm not as good at the outros as I used to be because I've done almost 1,000 of them. So let's kind of bring that back. Okay, if you like this video, go down there, you're going to see the subscribe tab. I want you to click on it. You click on that, you're going to make me very happy. I hope that's the right side. It might be over here. I don't know, the camera is reversed. And as always, I will talk to you later.